What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Take Two Tough. In today's video, I'm just explaining why I think it's stupid to buy a new car or just a car. Financing cars is just dumb to me, and I'm about to explain why. Because the car that I have is paid off, and I did finance it in the beginning, but that was just due to building my credit, and that car was under $10,000. So me buying that car helped me build my credit, but because the payment was so low, because it was under $10,000, I think my car payment was only $180, $200 a month. So I financed that car. I paid it off within under 3 years just to build my credit. And now my credit is like 792. And now that's built, I don't ever see myself financing a car again, because I'm not gonna say again. In the future, maybe once I'm really making crazy income. But in your 20s, I think it's dumb. And even then, I'm thinking about later in life not even financing a car, because it really just doesn't make sense. But I also get that you gotta enjoy life and you gotta do stuff that you want. And I think driving a fast car is cool. I think pulling up to that light and pulling off on somebody, you hear that wrong, that shit's pretty fire. So I can't hate, but it's not serious to the point to where I want to be in debt for it, and I want to be paying monthly payments every month. If I'm gonna buy it smart, I'm gonna put a big down payment. I'm gonna have good credit to where my interest rate is not too crazy, and I'm gonna have where the payment is not even, is less than 10% of what I make a month. But most people aren't following those rules. There's a lot of people, their car payment might be their 25% of their monthly income, and that just does not make sense. So when you're looking at a car, a lot of people, they just see the payment and they're like, oh, I can make the payment. It's not just about making a payment. You might be able to make the payment. You could make $500 a month and make the payment on a $400 car, but you're gonna only have $100 left a month. I know that's an extreme example, but that's just what I'm saying. That makes no sense. Just because you can make a payment does not mean you can afford it. Affording it means that, hey, after I make this payment, I have enough money to cover my other expenses. If you buying a car and now you gotta skimp on what you eat for dinner, you eating $5 pizzas every day. I don't even think they $5 no more, but eating $5 Little Caesars pizzas every night because you can't afford to eat a healthy meal because your car payment is so much, or you're eating ramen noodles every night because your car payment just got taken out and you gotta wait till the next check to start eating good. That makes no sense to me. Living at your mom's house driving a super nice car makes no sense to me, because if you're living at your mom's house, you should be living there to stack. It ain't nothing wrong with living at your mom's house. I live in Hawaii and I make good money, and I wish I could live in my mom's house if she lived in Hawaii and still be stacking more money, because rent not cheap, but I'm still saving a good amount, so I'm straight. But the point is, in your 20s, you need to be stacking. Buying a new car, buying a finance car over $10,000, stupid. So another thing, on top of that payment, what else you got? You got insurance, you got gas, you got maintenance. So let's say you finance a car, payment might only be $300, $400. So boom. In this economy, gas crazy right now. So depending on how fast that car burning gas, you're looking at least $200 a month on gas if you got to drive a little distance. I drive 10-15 miles to work every day, and I spend $200 a month, and that's in a Toyota. So you got to think, if you getting something nice, or what you think is nice, like BMW, Dodge, all that different type of stuff, gas going, I'm gonna just say 200 for the sake of being generous for the example. But so that's 300 for the payment, 200 for gas, that's 500 right there. So you still got insurance. You young in your 20s, your insurance, I'm gonna also say 200 for this, and that's also being nice because it'd probably be closer to 300. So 200, boom. So 300, 200, 300 for the payment, 200 for gas, 200 for the insurance. What we at, 700? So you at $700 a month. You still got maintenance. Higher price cars or luxury cars, even if you might have bought it after it depreciated, the maintenance is still the same, and it might even be more because it's older, so it's gonna need more stuff done to it. So we'll just say 100 a month for maintenance, added up over the year, because you might have to get tires, you might have to get oil change, you might, different things like that. So now we at 800 a month in your 20s for a car. That is dumb. I'm really trying to figure out how it even makes sense. And it's not even necessarily being in your 20s. I think $800 a month in general for a car is stupid unless you're making 10K plus a month. If you're making 10K plus a month, you can afford that 800, maybe depending on what your living situation is, depending on if you live in a high cost living area, if you got a family or different things like that. But I say at least 10K a month to properly afford $800 a month. So if you're not making that, you might need to reevaluate your decision. Why am I spending this much on a car when I could be investing? I'm gonna take a break real quick, and I'm gonna go to the investment calculator. I'm gonna screen record my screen and show you investing that amount of money per month for, we'll say 5 years, because that's a lot of people how long they like to finance cars for. So I'll be back. Watch this. So boom, initial investment basically means how much you start with. So we're gonna start with $0, and then we're gonna put $800 a month because that's what we was paying towards the car, and we're gonna do it over 5 years because that's how long we said the car will be taken to be paid off. So 10, then you put 2. So interest rate, we're gonna give a conservative interest rate, so we're gonna say 7. So that's how much your money is growing per year, 7%. The average is like 10%. So I'm giving you below average returns just to see where you would be at. And it compounds annually. That's how much your money compounds. So boom, in 5 years, you'll have 55,000. So boom, if you just seen that last clip, you just accumulated $55,000 in 5 years instead of paying that on a car that most likely is a not most likely, it is a depreciating asset. And now that it is a depreciating asset, what you bought it for is now way less than, and you put way more money into it than what you get out of it. So it just makes more sense to instead get you a little cash car, or at least get a way lower price and invest the rest. And that way you can build wealth and still drive a nice car. And a lot of people say, I can't find a nice car under 10,000. I was just looking on Facebook Marketplace because, as I said, my little bro is trying to get a car. And he's around that age, 18, 19, where he's trying to get some crazy whip. And I'm like, dude, that's stupid. I see some nice Lexuses. I see some nice Toyotas. Those are the only brands I really rock with, at least when I'm as a younger person, because those cars are reliable. The Lexus is the more luxury version, and then the Toyota is like that stable version, the base version, where you good. It's gonna run. It's gonna get you from point A to B. They look straight. You don't need to do any crazy maintenance, and you gonna rock out. So that's really all I got for this video. Really for my younger generation, but this can really be used for anybody. For like cars, or I think the average car payment in America is like a month, and I feel like that's dumb. A lot of people, they say, oh, the older cars won't last that long. I've had my older car for like years, and it has worked very well. Have no problems, never broke down on me, never anything. Haven't had any crazy maintenance. So you really just got to think about it and be smart about your purchase. And does this make sense for me? And yeah, don't care about what other people think as well. I know some people want that nice whip, so people think they got money, but if you don't really have money, what's the point? So I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.